In this episode, I'm going to show you a really easy way to make trades with your MetaTrader 5 Expert Advisor. Check it out. There's a few things you need in order to complete this episode. First, you need an algorithm that's generating buy and sell signals in order for your MetaTrader 5 bot to be able to trade. If you want to see how to do that, check out my previous episode where I show you how to use the RSI and build an algorithm from it. Secondly, you need a working MetaTrader 5 terminal, and that's really important so you can check that this is all working. Once you've got all those things ready, let's continue. Let me know if you like my new office background. I got a little bit tired of you being able to see my door, so now you can see this fake office background I've put in there. But anyway, we're here to add some signals, or to process the signals that we receive from our algorithm and turn them into the ability to make a trade. On MetaTrader 5, this is actually super easy, and I'm super excited to be showing this to you today. So let's get into it. The first thing that we're going to be doing is adding in a couple of new bits and pieces to our algorithm. That's going to include a new class, which is the C-Trade class. So this is going to be hash include, and there it is there. So this is a great little task that really class that really simplifies the ability to make trades. Then we need to declare a global trade variable. So we'll call this one here, declare our global variables. Okay, and we're going to create our trade variable, which is our trade object. And the purpose of this will be to handle and manage all of the trades that we're going to be making as we continue building our trading bot in this series. Okay. Now, what we want to do is create a way to process the signal that we receive from here. So in the previous episode, we've built this little thing here, which was the RSI algorithm, and you could obviously expand it to any algorithm that you might want. I'll be covering things like the MACD and others in the future, but ultimately this little function that we created here returns one of three options. One is going to be a buy, two is going to be a sell, and 3 is going to be a hold. If we retrieve a buy or a sell, we want to be able to get our trading bot to place that buy or place that sell on our behalf. That is when the EA really goes from being an indicator into being an actual algorithm. So let's do that now. So here, I'm going to create an OnSignal function. Okay. Oh, doesn't that just grind your gears? One more space is all you needed. Okay, so let's go down a little bit. Now this is going to return a boolean, which is going to be success or failure. Okay, and it's going to retrieve our string of the signal. I'll just get rid of this, put it in the Copilot helpfully. Okay, and we're going to do a few things. So the first one is we're going to get price. Okay, and we do that by using this symbol info double thing, which is one of the ways you can get data about an existing symbol from MetaTrader. Okay, we're also going to get the pip size of the current symbol. Okay, now to get a pip size, we first of all have to get the point size and then multiply it by 10. So we'll do that now. Multiply the point size by 10. Okay, so double pip size is equal point size times 10. Awesome. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding in some take profit and stop loss parameters to our function. We'll start off by making them static, and then I'll show you how to make them dynamic. So we're going to set our take profit size to just 10 pips for now. So set profit to 10 pips. Okay, so we'll say here double take profit size, okay, is equal to 10 times our pip size. Okay, and we're going to do the same for the stop loss. Awesome. Now what we want to do is branch depending on what happens with the signal. So if the signal is buy, okay, so if signal is equal to buy, what we want to do there is set our take profit to be 10 pips above the current ask price, and we want our stop loss to be the opposite, 10 pips below the current ask price. Okay, and then ultimately we want to open a buy order. So to do that, we're going to use our trade function. We're going to go trade buy, okay, 0.1, which will be our lot size. Okay. So lot size, our symbol, we have our ask price, which is going to be our entry price. We'll have a stop loss, take profit, and what we'll do is in our comment, we'll say here RSI tutorial on YouTube. Pretty cool. So what did we just do here? I'll quickly run you through it. So this trade.buy function needs a few different parameters. 0.1, so that's our lot size. Then we need to know what symbol we're going to trade, which is the underscore symbol is a way of saying the current symbol. Then we need to know what our entry price is going to be, which is going to be our ask price. Then our stop loss, which we calculated up here, and our take profit, which we also set and then calculated here. And then this is the comment that we want to put in the comments, and we'll use that comment a little bit earlier. Now, sorry, a little bit later in one of the following episodes. Now we can do the exact same thing for if it's a sell. So say else if signal is equal to sell. In this case, we want our take profit to be the ask minus the take profit size, and our stop loss needs to be ask plus stop loss price. Okay, as if you're into trading, that'll absolutely make sense to you. And then we want our trade.sell to be all the same. So trade, symbol, ask, stop loss, take profit, and then changing the comment to be a sell instead of a buy. So that's pretty cool. Finally, we want to take care of a couple of other different cases. So, whoops, signal is equal to hold. We're just going to return true because that is a good thing. Okay, and then else, we're going to return false, which means that it didn't work. Okay, we'll just add in there. Okay. Now what we want to do here is, if we have our buy successful, we want to return true. Same thing with our sell, return true. Okay, so the only way that this function is going to return false is if there's a problem and it gets something that isn't a buy, a sell, or a hold, which probably means that something's gone wrong with our function anyway. Sorry, with our expert advisor anyway. Let's save that and compile it. Okay, and you can see that it compiled successfully. If we went to our MetaTrader 5, we continued to get hold signals, but if we were to watch it for a while, we'd see that it started to enter some trades, which would be pretty cool. Alright, so let's continue onwards with this. What we want to do now is to make all of these parameters dynamic. For instance, you might not want to put in 10 pips, you might not want to put in 10 pips for a stop loss. You might want to vary your lot size, and all of these things are really easy to make them dynamic. And so that's what we're going to go ahead and do now. I'm going to add in an input we'll make this a double. Okay, and we're going to make that our lot size, which is for lot size. Put in an input for our stop loss pips. Okay, stop loss in pips, and we'll do the same thing for our take profit in pips. Okay, now if we head back down here, okay, we can change this 10 to be the take profit in pips. We can make this our stop loss in pips, and we can make this our lot size. Pile that. Good. Head back to our MetaTrader 5, and we're still sitting in a hold. I was really hoping we'd get a buy at some point, but hasn't happened. Okay, so what's happened here is we've just converted this entire thing to say that depending on whatever signal you get from the RSI algorithm, do something. We've also gone ahead and made it dynamic, so now you can put in whatever lot size, take profit, stop loss that you feel is going to work best for you. And by the way, if you're following the previous episode, you can also adjust the levels of the RSI that you want to trade on. Now what we want to do is update this so that it actually goes ahead and does something whenever we get a from signals. So we can actually just get rid of all of this code here, and we can say, we'll print the signal just for debugging perspectives, but we can actually say bool trade result is equal to OnSignal signal. So if we save that, compile it again, we'll go back to MetaTrader 5, see if we've got a trade yet. Okay, no, you can see that it's shut down. Okay, so there you have a way of processing these signals, which is pretty awesome. In the next episode, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into this and continue to make our trading bot more and more awesome. So come along and check it out. I'll see you there.